Hello, welcome back everybody. I am the Bradley Assassin. This is the Bradley Assassin live stream. Just need to make my few daily adjustments before we get into it. Obviously, pretty scary day. Last 2 days in the cryptocurrency market. Huge correction and or sell-off, whatever you want to call it. Whatever's happening. Pretty scary stuff when you're invested and involved, but that's just the name of the game when you're working in the crypto space, isn't it, ladies? Almost done right here. There's always a million things to do whenever you're launching a live stream, as you want it to work properly for the long haul. Go ahead and knock this out real quick, and then we can get into some discussion. And the few things I pulled up for everyone today, again, with the downturn in the whole market and all that sort of stuff, kind of hard to find positive news right now. But I have a few little tidbits that everyone might find at least entertaining. Just about got this squared away, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Oh, it looks like my head's cut off because I had to move my camera. So let me fix this and we'll get right into it. All right. Looking pretty good. Okay, so I hope those that follow the Bradley Assassin live stream saw the giveaway announcement on the YouTube channel. I officially put out the giveaway announcement video just a couple hours ago for the upcoming giveaway this Friday. So for those that don't normally follow the channel, please make sure to like and subscribe. You can go check out the announcement video so you don't miss the free giveaway this Friday. Also, let's just scroll down to the description real quick. I'm gonna just touch on this once today. There's links to where you can buy cold storage wallets. We have all the equipment I use for the stream, links to that, and a KuCoin referral code. That way we don't have to touch on that later in the stream. A new piece of information I added to the stream is a sub count, as you can see, an updating sub count for the chat. But other than that, that's all the normal stuff for the stream. Okay, so let's touch on the topic today. Obviously, huge market correction the last couple days. Very scary stuff. Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome. Obviously, you know, we like to stress buying opportunities here. We don't like to harp on the negative. So if we can settle, you know, just around under the 50K mark, you know, it's funny when that comes out of my mouth. You know, everyone's like, I get it. Look, it's scary for me too. I lost a substantial amount of money the last 2 days. Well, not lost, but I'm down because ultimately I'm up. But it's so funny being able to say we crashed or the market corrected down to $48,000 Bitcoin. I know for those that are new in the space, it's not that funny, and it's not funny. I'm not trying to make super light of it, but that just kind of gives you an idea as to where the cryptocurrency market is in comparison to a few years ago. You know, we're still hovering around a $50,000 Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen. And as Mr. Elon Musk had commented recently, he did feel it was overvalued and perhaps overbought right now. And you know, it's hard to disagree with that. You know, what I don't personally know if it was like a correction or sell-offs or what happened the last couple of days, but a lot of people were expecting a correction, as we had I think upwards of 30% corrections in the last bull run. So this kind of stuff happens. You know, we definitely try and stay positive here. We do like to show support to everyone that's dealing with these dips and stuff like that. So like we like to say, you don't really lose anything unless you sell. So if you're down, that doesn't mean you don't have your coins anymore. It simply means that the value of them is currently down. And like we always say, it's the market is great. It's in a bull run. It's just one of these corrections that we have to deal with. So I'd like to thank everyone for taking the time to give us some views today. We need all the likes and subs we can get so we can continue to do these giveaways that we have upcoming this Friday. And okay, so a few things I pulled up for everyone before we get into some question and answer, and before we get into you know, touching on the actual coin prices and all the stuff we go through every day. First of all, we're gonna launch with a cryptocurrency, a coin market cap recap that we do every day here on the Bradley Assassin live stream, and then we'll move into some news that I have pulled up in regards to Mr. Elon Musk tweets and just some basics that we never really touched on here before as to what FUD and what FOMO are and that sort of stuff. Because I like to give my opinion on what I feel is happening, especially in the last 24 hours, based on FUD and some announcements and or comments that were made by some people in power. But we'll get into that in a second. First and foremost, we're going to hop right into the Bradley Assassin's coin market cap recap right now. So let me pop on over the display capture, and we're going to jump right into the daily coin market cap recap. And Mr. Mr. Steve Norris with a $2 super chat. Thank you, sir, Mr. Steve Norris, with the Doge to the moon, and it's got a little moon sticker for us. So thank you, sir. Appreciate the kind words and the incredibly generous super chat. And starting the day off with the entire market is at $1.4 trillion. Obviously down upwards of $300 billion in the last 3 days. Scary stuff, but we are still okay. As we can see in the number one spot, Bitcoin at $879 billion market cap. Coin is sitting at just at $48,000. Number two, Ethereum with a $171 billion market cap, sitting at $1,546. Of course, Tether, the dollar coin, is at $1 in the number 3 spot. And then Binance Coin knocked down to the number 4 spot at $219. Polkadot in number 5 at $32.88. Cardano, which we touch on often here at the Bradley Assassin live stream, in the number 6 spot at 93.5 cents. Not too bad for Cardano overall. XRP in the number 7 spot at 47 cents. Litecoin in the number 8 spot at $173. Number 9, Chainlink, my number 2 favorite long-term investment, taking a substantial hit, but as did most other and all cryptocurrencies during this last 48-hour period, down to $25.18. Bitcoin Cash rounding out the top 10 at $504. And some other coins we like to touch on, which obviously are down across the board, but we have Stellar Lumens at almost 38 cents, Uniswap at $23.71, the ever popular Dogecoin, the lovable Dogecoin, at 4.6 cents right now. And moving on down, we have Tron all the way down to 4.4 cents. Theta at $3, and my number 1 favorite long-term investment in all of the cryptocurrency space is VeChain, down to the number 32 spot at 4 cents, ladies and gentlemen. And you guys know how I feel about VeChain, so I personally am waiting for some funds to clear in my Coinbase account, and I will be purchasing more VeChain right now while we are at 4 cents. And the graph, which I'm also invested in, taking a substantial hit down to $1.63. I'm officially at a loss now with the graph. So a lot of us are dealing with that, but that's just the way it goes. And we're going to move right on into an Elon Musk tweet from 9 hours ago. It simply says accession. Now, as with most Elon Musk tweets, he leaves a lot to be desired in the way of explanation. Obviously, accession was a movie or a book of some sort at one point, which a lot of people were relating to. But I want to show you guys something that I pulled up, and I haven't had a lot of time to see what others' takes were on this because I've been slammed trying to get all these graphics and giveaways and stuff in order. But I'd like to show everyone what my take on his accession tweet is from 9 hours ago, and doing so, we're going to pop on over to the Urban Dictionary. And if you look at accession in the Urban Dictionary, and again, I don't know if anyone else's take is on this, but it seems to fit perfectly with the Elon Musk situation. It says something so technologically superior that it appears as magic to the viewer. And it says, to the native peoples, the space shuttle most certainly was an accession. And that seems to fit very perfectly in the realm and the world that Mr. Elon Musk lives in, and especially in the crypto space, as we all that are in the crypto space understand you know, for the most part, what the blockchain is and what it's doing for the world, and where we're going with our information and data, and the cryptocurrency projects and everything. And you know, truly, to a lot of people, especially the prior generation, it may look as accession. It may be accession. And I'm gonna move right on into the Janet Yellen comments and stuff. Look, I'm not saying these people aren't intelligent and aren't smart people. Obviously they are. But I really have this looming suspicion that a lot of that generation truly doesn't understand or grasp where we're going with blockchain technology, and they're almost being puppeted by the government, especially in these seats of power, to say certain things, you know, and use the media to persuade the masses to do a certain thing or lean a certain way, which is where FUD comes in. So we're going to touch on that. We're going to move right on from this definition of accession into some basics in the crypto space and in the investment space that we never touched on here before, and it might clear a lot of things up, because we throw a lot of terminology around that sometimes we don't clarify, and I guess I apologize, but I do take it for granted that everyone's familiar with crypto, and we're not. There's a lot of people that aren't, and that's fine. So look, we're going to move right on from the Elon Musk tweet of accession to the definition I found in the Urban Dictionary that seems to fit perfectly with Mr. Elon Musk's lifestyle and sense of humor, so to speak. And then we're going to pop on to this. This is FUD and FOMO explained, ladies and gentlemen. So we got FUD, right? And FUD, it says it describes the spreading of FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, typically through the media. And then FOMO describes the fear of missing out, FOMO. But right now, let's focus on FUD, okay? I see what's going on as a incredible display of FUD amongst the people with power, you know, seats of power. Because if you look right into what really, I mean, the market was correcting a little bit, but yesterday was terrible. And I think it has a lot to do with your previous generation that are involved in finance, that take what these people say as the Bible. I mean, this is just terrible. And let me show you. So this elderly woman, to say the least, Miss Janet Yellen, sounds off these warnings about an extremely inefficient Bitcoin. And some things she's saying, she's not wrong, but those of us in the crypto space already know this and understand this and see where we're going. But when someone in power like this just blatantly is spreading information like this and not understanding the technology, it's going to cause problems in the crypto space. We will recover and things will be fine, but I want everyone to see this. A couple key points saying, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen on Monday warned that Bitcoin is an extremely inefficient way to conduct monetary transaction. And you know what? Well, no shit. Those of us in the crypto space know that Bitcoin is slow in comparison to other cryptocurrencies and understand that, you know, and that's fine. But the majority of the people involved in Bitcoin specifically are treating it as an investment as opposed to a form of currency. Yes, places are accepting it, you know, and there's wide adoption for Bitcoin to be, you know, used as a form of currency. And that's kind of where we want to be. But those of us on the technical side and that are more involved know that Bitcoin is not the most efficient coin when it comes to monetary transactions. But when someone that's AKA air quotes as important as Janet Yellen comes out and says it's gonna cause FUD and it's gonna cause concern. And moving on, it says she spoke as the cryptocurrency's price tumbled in the morning trading but remained above 53K, and of course now we are around 58K. So of course, also on that note, that's why a lot of people are so bullish and are pushing so hard for the Dogecoin movement, because Dogecoin is much more in tune to be a tradable and accepted and fluent currency, as its transaction times and that sort of things are much faster. But just moving on, we're gonna knock all this out. Okay, so moving on, it says Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen issued a warning Monday about the dangers of Bitcoin to both investors and in the public. Okay, and then it goes on, yada yada yada. And then it says, I don't think that Bitcoin is widely used as a transaction mechanism. Okay. Yes, see, that's what I just touched on. It says she told CNBC's Andrew Ross Sorkin at New York Times Deal Book Conference, to the extent it is used, I fear it's often for illicit finance. It's an extremely inefficient way of conducting transactions, and the amount of energy that's consumed in processing those transactions. Okay, I agree with that, the energy using, but to use this old played out to the extent it's used, I fear it's often used for illicit finance. That is a horrible reference or explanation for what Bitcoin, it is the case used for Bitcoin. You know why? Because what else is any other form of fiat or currency ultimately abused on? You don't think that currency, the illicit use of finance and currency just started at the invention of Bitcoin 10 years ago? I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Miss Janet Yellen, but people have been abusing money in general and currency in general since it was invented. That's a horrible case use, and almost embarrassing to even say something like that. It just shows the minuscule outlook and broaden. You can't broaden their horizons and just refuse to understand what's happening. That's frustrating, but whatever, stay in your box. We'll our generation will move on and be much better in the future. But you guys can keep using these people in seats of power to manipulate the media and play puppet, while we're gonna stay strong with diamond hands. We're gonna reinvest and we'll come out ahead in the long run. Absolutely embarrassing for these people. And moving on, they go on to say about the carbon footprint and the consumption, and I don't disagree with that, but there are many other coins that aren't as power hungry. Let's see, we're going to calm down, and I'm going to touch on this. This is going to be, this is the icing on the cake to how much FUD. It's sad that it affects the market so critically, but that's because so many of the previous generation and the old money in finance relies on what these people say. We know not to believe all this crap because we're in a generation where we understand that media and news is just completely corrupt. But look how embarrassing. They go on and look at this. This is the icing on the cake, ladies and gentlemen. Right here it says, the Federal Reserve, where Yellen once served as chair, okay, keep this in mind, has studied the issue and discussed the possibility of a new digital currency along with payment system it expects to roll out over the next several years. So they start out by bashing Bitcoin and generating so much FUD that it corrects the market to a tune of 30%. Okay. Talk about the power consumption and this and that, and it's terrible. It's being used illicitly, and they just go on and on and on. And then they give you 2 sentences at the end of the article saying that by the way, we plan on making a digital currency that we're going to use and we're going to be bringing out over the next few years. I mean, can you be more hypocritical, really? And you know what? It already did its damage. We're gonna be coming back from this, and the people in the tech world and cryptocurrency space will recover and it'll be fine. But I mean, if you just take the time to read the article, can you be more hypocritical and just completely? I don't know. Look, I don't care about these people, but when they affect the market that we believe in, only to manipulate it so they can take our positions and buy back into the coins at a lower price so that they're helping themselves. Well, then you know what? They're not helping the masses, and they can get off of their soapbox as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, I just thought you guys would like to see probably some of what attributed to the market correction and or sell-offs. A lot of the older money and stuff probably got scared, and there's a lot involved. There really is. I don't know everything, but this obviously attributed to it. And as you can see, if you break down the article, I think you can get some understanding that these people just want our positions, and they're scaring people into selling so that the governments can move in and attempt to get on the crypto train and the blockchain train, because they missed it over the last few years. And now they're FOMO. Now they're trying to find a way to get in and take advantage of the situation. Typical government, typical puppets in place. It's very embarrassing for them if you at least take what they say as important. But I think it's ridiculous. And you know what? I'm not an expert. I'm not a financial advisor. None of that stuff. I'm really not. Everyone knows that. But I am very opinionated. I am very passionate about the crypto space. I'm heavily invested. I've been in the space for years. I'm looking forward to the day when people can look past these people without the knowledge and of what we're actually achieving here and how far we've come, and they just want our positions, and it's frustrating because we're the little people, But anyway, moving on. So I think we covered a lot of the things I wanted to touch on initially. I wanted to get that out of the way before we moved on. Okay, so let's see. Dan, the XRP man. Let's see if I can catch up on this chat. She's literally telling you it's XRP, not Bitcoin. Partnering with every bank in the world. Exactly, my friend. Thank you. Exactly. See, we all know XRP is the banker's coin, right? And I'm sure a lot of these institutions and banks are all waiting. Well, not waiting, but look, the powers are going to take care of the SEC issue. We all know that. So they want XRP, and that's fine. There's a place for XRP, but don't come out bashing coins and bashing the use of it. If you're gonna come at the end of the article and interview saying you plan on making a currency, it's just terrible. It's terrible for the system, and it's terrible for the people that still rely on that information as truth. Welcome back, 3GP Media. Oh, speaking of 3GP Media, I'm glad you're here, my friend. I wanted to let you know I started consolidating some of my old photographs of my 71 Corvette that I restored and my 72 Chevelle that I restored, and I'm gonna get some images for you to go take a look at the work I've done over the last 13-14 years on those vehicles. But anyway, that's just for you, my friend. I'm gonna get that together. And then we got VeChain baby saying you do know it'll be back up time Monday comes futures. It will end this Friday. That's why it's happening, especially Bitcoin has done so well. Yeah, again, look, like I said, ultimately I'm up because I've been invested for a long time. Now, I have taken a substantial loss, just like, everyone else has the last 2 days, but I haven't touched my coins. They're not going anywhere. And once the correction gets back in place, and there's so much positive news coming our way for so many of the coins that we discussed, I'm not really concerned. It's just, it's hard to watch. I'm not saying it is. Look, I'm uncomfortable too. I really am. It's we're so used to seeing, especially since the end of 2020, the market move up in a fantastic way. It's very positive and there's a lot of energy and stuff. But look, this happens. We'll just deal with it and move on. And that news, that FUD they're throwing our way, that'll wear out in time, and people will move on and understand that the technology ultimately will win out. Oh yeah, I'm down. I didn't even count it. I'm down so much, probably 20-30 grand the last 2 days. I didn't even count it because I don't want to see it. Yeah, 3GP Media. I got some good stuff for you, man. A lot of it is on my personal Facebook, but I do have something really cool I can show you right now. And this is a little off topic, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to get this together for one of my very supportive members here at the Brilliant Assassin live stream. I'll do it for anyone, obviously, but this is just a little unique situation. I got to oops. Show you guys something real quick. I'm gonna give you a link to okay, another bit of information I never released about myself. While I have been working in a bakery my whole life, since I was 14 years old, so 30 years, in my late teens and early 20s, I was heavily involved in 12-volt space, like a car audio and 12-volt, auto 12-volt accessories and stuff like that. And I used to install car stereos and sound systems and stuff in vehicles. So I have a lot of knowledge about that, and that's ultimately led to me restoring a couple old muscle cars. And Mr. 3GP Media, who also seems to have a passion for it. Also, we discussed it a few times here on the channel. And I'm gonna throw up a link to my personal YouTube channel where I have a lot of family videos and stuff like that. And I want the gentleman, Mr. 3GP Media, to take a look at In my 72 Chevelle that I restored, I did a custom console and sound system, and some I installed some Dakota digital gauges and stuff like that. So I'm gonna post up some of these little videos for you guys to take a quick look at. I'm very proud of them. Don't have many views because this channel is not really, that's what it's about. But cool stuff if you're into that. Go ahead and log in the chat and throw that your way if you're interested in my second skill that I've acquired over the years. Okay, so here it comes, you guys. This is a first link. I'm gonna send a few links right here. Pretty fun stuff. For me anyway. I don't get to talk about this too much with anyone. Okay, and on the interior, on the front side of the custom console. Okay, that's one, and then we have this one here. Oops. Then we have this one here. Okay. And lastly, let me see which other one I have. I don't have too much videos. I have this one though. This one actually has 1,500 views, which is, that was my all-time claim to fame until I started the crypto channel. Okay, so check those out. You guys might find that interesting. Just some stuff that I built super custom for my 72 Chevelle that I restored. Off topic, but anyway, moving on. If y'all want to check that out, you can check that out. Okay, let's see. So let's see if I can catch up on chat a little bit. VeChain Baby says America has never been better off financially with Trump in office. I agree. I'm a Trump supporter. That turns a lot of people off. But ultimately, coming into the Trump campaign and all this stuff 4 years ago, you know, the country was in and it still is, but it was in an economic crapper. And the reason I was supporting Trump, and I thought it would have been good for the country, was because he was such a good businessman and he had such good people in place. I thought it would have worked out well. And, you know, truly, from what I can tell, at least, and you know, I'm not a very political guy, but I saw that the unemployment rate looked fantastic when he was voted out, or allegedly voted out, whatever you want to look at it. You know, everything looked really good from his term, and you know, hopefully Biden can do his best and put some people in play that can make good decisions too. I'm not knocking our president. But I was very pleased with what Trump was able to take care of in his reign, so to speak. But I'm not a very political guy. That's how I feel. Let's see. Mr. Stephen Toth, welcome back, my friend, says nothing to be scared about. Remember that the crypto market is a very emotional market. Look past the negative of down days. And yes, absolutely, I agree with that. That's what I touched on at the beginning of the stream. There was so much FUD thrown our way from people and our puppets in place, aka Janet Yellen, that obviously were told to say that because it's just unknowledgeable talk. It's ridiculous and embarrassing. Everyone in the crypto space knows that Bitcoin is not the perfect coin out there for currency. There's better and faster coins. You know, like the gentleman touched on XRP being the banker's coin. Yeah, that's probably has a lot to do with why she was told to say that. Not to mention, I mean, just the lovable Dogecoin is much faster transactions than Bitcoin. We're not saying that. We understand that, but to call it a negative in the form of illicit activity in a currency, that's a horrible way to attempt to pin that on Bitcoin. Trying to make it sound like people weren't illicitly using finance and money until Bitcoin came along. That's just embarrassing. She should have kept that to herself, or at least whoever told her to say that just disagree with them and you know, be a woman and not come out and embarrass herself like that. Not to mention, at the end of the interview and our article says that the government's planning on making a digital currency of their own. So hypocrite much? Don't. That's just terrible. All that did was scare people out of their positions, which is exactly what the government wanted, because the government missed out in the last few years in the blockchain space and the crypto space. Now they got your positions. They're gonna come buy in, and then you're gonna have to buy back in at a higher cost. Ultimately, it's fine because we're going to get to such a crazy market cap in the crypto space. Everyone will be doing fine. It's going to take, it's going to take some time. But when I see this, it just really lights a fire under me because there's so many people in the crypto space that are new to the space and are not in position to be able to hold through these declines. And I just feel bad for people that have to go through this. I mean, I'm taking a lick too. I'm taking my loss too, but I'm holding. I still have my coins. Corey Dismuke, how can I get my Dogecoin QR code to look like that? Mr. Corey Dismuke, I just Googled a Dogecoin QR generator. You should be able to find one pretty easily. I just Googled it and found it. I'm getting some new questions. I need to fix my chat. Got it. Seems to move every day magically. Okay. Will it keep dipping? I'm not sure. It's all speculation when it comes to these investment spaces and that sort of stuff. It very well could, but if you look at Dogecoin in particular, we've seen some substantial, I guess, regeneration of volume, so to speak. And, we're back up to 48K on Bitcoin. Ethereum's at 1540. It would be fantastic if we kind of regulate or make a floor around this level, at least for a few days, because with the upcoming news, at least fantastic news in the way of Cardano and VeChain and stuff like that, that they can FUD all they want, but they can't stop the upgrades and the technological advances and the fantastic news coming out. In particular with VeChain's POA 2.0, the VEX chain and the DeFi coming to the VeChain, Cardano's upcoming fork, and DeFi coming to Cardano. You can't stop all that, and I think they know that as well. So they did what they could to correct the market so they can get back in now before the windfalls really start coming from the financial institutions. In retrospect, from needing to invest and missing out years ago. I do, for Pablo Colado, I do stake my ADA, my friend. I stake on KuCoin. I'm in the United States and I'm in a restricted state, so I can't use Binance. But if you're interested and if you're in the position where you can't use or are having trouble to find a place, KuCoin trades in Dogecoin and VeChain and Cardano. So if you scroll down to my description, there's links to what equipment I use for my stream, a link to a cold storage wallet that I suggest and seems to be pretty safe. And then of course down there I have the KuCoin referral code for those that are interested in taking a look at KuCoin. I personally use Coinbase, KuCoin, and Exodus because I stake my VeChain in the Exodus wallet. As it's very simple, you simply just put your VeChain in the wallet and it automatically starts generating VeThor tokens for you. We should call subscription breadheads. When I used to stream on Twitch, they allowed you to name your followers and or subscribers and stuff like that. And I think I had like the I don't remember, something ninjas. It was 3 different levels of subscriptions, and I can't even remember now. It's been months since I streamed on Twitch. I had to take a break from Twitch, but we're here now and we're gonna focus on that. Mr. Sal De Prima, I just got crypto.com and it works great. Is that all I need for a wallet? I hear good things about crypto.com. They came along a little bit later in the game for me, as most of my exchanges and accounts and wallets were already set up. But obviously their coin has been doing fantastic, and they're partnered with, I think, maybe Visa. Is it Visa or MasterCard, where they're coming out with the crypto.com card and whatnot. So things look very good for crypto.com. Is it worth to hodl ADA? Yes, absolutely, Mr. I believe it is, Mr. Kurowski. Kurowski? That's a difficult one. But yeah, I personally am invested in ADA, Cardano, and I am personally holding. I'm not going to let this correction and or sell off, whatever you want to call it, affect me, because ultimately I didn't buy my Cardano a month ago to sell in 2 months. I invested in my Cardano to hold and see where it brings me in 2 years. Not everyone's in the long haul, buys their crypto for those reasons, but I personally do like to invest so that perhaps if it works out the way I hope in a handful of years, I will have some sort of retirement, so I don't have to work till I'm 76 like my father. But we'll see. So I'll deal with these dips. It's just, we are live. We do run a 5-minute chart here for Dogecoin, and we are in the now, and we're trying to report all breaking news and all the information we can to everyone. So there are going to be times where it's uncomfortable, where we see these things, but ultimately when you're looking from a standpoint of a year ago to today, just look at the monumental gains we've made. So there's a lot of FUD thrown our way. We just have to be resilient and understand that the long run diamond hands usually ends up being in the more profitable situation for everyone. What chart do I have up? I don't have my glasses and I'm on a cell phone. I got you, Mr. Deadhead. I leave the Dogecoin chart up for now. We started out focusing a lot on Dogecoin in this channel because there was so much news being put out every day, and it was so easy to get breaking news and updates, and so many people were involved, the media, celebrities, influencers. So it generated a lot of fantastic participation. So I do leave the Dogecoin chart up, as I am a believer in Dogecoin. I'm part of the Dogecoin movement, so to speak. And I'm really hoping that the developers working on the coin right now come out with some news in the next few months that will ultimately lead Dogecoin to an alternate form of currency for the people. So we like to monitor Dogecoin here. It's also why I leave the ticker up at the top. But Dogecoin currently sitting at 4.6 cents. And then, of course, I have the Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Binance coin tickers up there as well. I think by next stream, I might move that Binance coin ticker down and maybe put ADA up there, as I've noticed much more interest and investment opportunity in ADA Cardano, as I think that'd probably be a ticker we prefer to monitor over the long haul. Mr. Stephen Toth, Bradley, how did you find your recent Coinbase purchase? Did you put fiat or was it a crypto transfer? My most recent Coinbase purchase, Coinbase is primarily the exchange that I use to bring fiat into the coins, because I'm registered there. It was the first exchange that I was registered with. My bank accounts are linked to it, all that stuff like that. So normally I will bring my fiat directly into Coinbase from my bank account, purchase whatever coins I so choose on Coinbase Pro, and then I can send from either Coinbase Pro or Coinbase to other exchanges and or wallets where it need be. For instance, yesterday on the first dip, I wish I'd have waited a little bit longer, but on the first dip, a gentleman in the Bradley Assassin community had suggested I look into PeerX. And let's take a quick look at PeerX right now, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can see right now, the PeerX network is sitting at just under half a penny, or for those that were fussing at me yesterday for not being clerical on what half a penny is, it looks like about 10 Satoshis. And this network that was brought to my attention, man, my head's still cut off, isn't it? Hold on. Yeah, so this coin and project that was brought to my attention looks like an upcoming exchange network where they're going to have DeFi and stuff like that you can trade on. And when it was brought to my attention, basically you just go to PeerX, look it up, Google it, and they have a roadmap there. And they were showing how most of the information for the 2021 roadmap is upcoming within the next few quarters. Like quarter one, they have some information in second quarter and third quarter. So I figured it looked interesting enough for me to take a chance on at 10 Satoshis. The risk versus reward looked fine. So that was my most recent purchase. And acquiring this coin was more difficult for me because of my situation in the States. So what I had to do to acquire PeerX, PERX for the ticker, was I had to create a MetaMask wallet, link it to Uniswap, and then send Ethereum to my MetaMask wallet, and then trade or swap Ethereum for PRX. And a lot of people were bitching about the MetaMask and Uniswap fees, and yes, there are high and stuff like that, especially on the Ethereum network right now. But MetaMask was one of the only wallets I could find where you could generate coins for your wallet, and PRX, because I couldn't find it on any other exchange, I basically had to create the coin there on MetaMask. And that's a little more technical and detail and stuff like that, but just to give you an idea of what you need to things that need to transpire in the crypto space whenever you're trying to acquire coins that are not on Coinbase or on Binance or that sort of stuff. So moving back. Okay, and that's that. Mr. Robert Steele says, got some PRX today, Bradley. Well, congratulations. Like I said, I'm not affiliated with them in any way, and I'm not like suggesting you go out and buy PRX. That's not what I'm doing. Here on the Bradley Assassin live stream, we like to make everyone knowledgeable. Of course, then we suggest you do some research and make your own decisions there. And if you're interested in investing in it, fine. But I try my best so that people don't miss opportunities like this. And I'll just let you know what I do. Like personally, myself, I looked into PRX. I saw that there's a chance it's going to be another exchange with DeFi that will have lower fees, because look what happened with Smart Chain from Binance. People were tired of paying those crazy gas fees for Ethereum. So that's why the Binance Smart Chain blew up with their DeFi. So I said, you know what, at 10 Satoshis, and for a few $100s, you can acquire a substantial amount of the coin. And they have their roadmap is over the next 3 quarters. So by the time we get into our next winter or even fall, there's a very good chance that the coin has developed into at least something noticeable, because I think their second quarter expectations for the roadmap are that's when they're going to start the advertisement side of it and stuff. So they didn't even get to that yet. And look, it's my dark horse. Let's put it that way. It doesn't take much of an investment to acquire a lot of the coin. It could flop, but it could turn into something decent. And at the rate it's available for right now, in my personal opinion, I took a shot, and that's all it is, man. And Dan the XRP man with some more information, ladies and gentlemen, saying the Flare Network Spark token, you will be able to earn Dogecoin and Litecoin. That's going to be a big deal. Yes, that sounds great. Thank you, sir. And Mr. Corey Dismuke says PRX is on Probit. Thank you, sir. Yeah, that's a good idea, VeChain, baby. Maybe I should swap the Binance coin for VeChain, as it is my favorite long-term investment. It is the coin I talk about most here on the channel, and it is the coin that I do receive the most updated news, because the development team is always working partnerships and pumping out news, such as the upcoming VeChain 2.0, upcoming Vex change, and all the fantastic things that are happening in the world of VeChain. So that's a good suggestion. Thank you. Mr. Stephen Toth says, I ended up opening an account with a U.S. bank that has affiliation in the crypto space to keep my crypto transactions separate from my usual purchases. Makes things easier for me tax time. Yeah, that's very smart. That's very, very smart. Welcome back, Mr. Shank Zula. How y'all liking this fire sale? These corrections are uncomfortable. I'm not saying they're not, but ultimately I think it has a lot more to do with people with seats of power spreading FUD and just, what's the word I'm looking for? Not using caution when speaking, because a lot of things Miss Janet Yellen said, and of course we know she's a puppet, and we know was probably told to say these things, just embarrassing themselves in the media by the way they come out and relay information, coming out and just knocking Bitcoin over reasons we already know, that it's the transaction speed is not as fast as some coins, and that saying that it's being used illicitly and that's a negative. I'm like, well, my argument was like, yes, of course, but it's not. Bitcoin was invented 10 or 11 years ago, whatever it is now. Let me tell you something, Miss Janet Yellen. finance and fiat had been being taken advantage of and being illicitly used for hundreds of years, long before Bitcoin was invented. So that's just an embarrassingly horrible metaphor, so to speak. And then ultimately at the end of the interview and our article, then they come out and they're like, oh, by the way, we're going to be developing a cryptocurrency as well for our financial space. I'm like, just go. So stupid. So unfortunately, there's an entire generation that still believes and listens to these old generational people with seats of power. They still listen and believe what they say. So the FUD thrown our way into the space is, it still does affect the market and whatnot, but ultimately we'll let the technology prevail. And what they're doing is they're taking people's positions. They want people to sell so the government can come back in and buy into the crypto, because they missed it the last few years when they were scared to buy and they were just knocking it and talking trash on it the whole time. Well, now they need a way to get back in, and that's how they do it, by FUD and whatnot. So just disregard what they say. Hold through these dips, and ultimately don't let people take your positions. Okay, 14 years ago. Okay, man, thanks. I lose track. Cosmos, not yet, my friend. Mr. Peter Connor, welcome back, my friend. Says Square bought 170 million more Bitcoin. Yes, of course. That's those of us that understand it. Like you can't tell me Janet Yellen knows can explain a blockchain technology to anyone, much less how cryptocurrency works, much less transactions. Someone told her that they're slow. So guess what? Bitcoin's slow and it's garbage. Look, stop embarrassing yourself. You can throw all the FUD you want. Let your financial institutions buy back in. Fine, whatever. But ultimately, we'll be there on the end run and we'll prevail. It's just when they contradict themselves and are so hypocritical, destroying the crypto space. And then look, for those that missed the very beginning of the stream, look at this ridiculousness right here. I mean, so stupid. We're going to go over this again for those that missed the beginning of the stream, and real quick. So we were touching on how FUD obviously had a lot to do with the sell-offs and the fear, all that stuff yesterday that took place, and today especially. So you see it says here, Yellen sounds a warning about extremely inefficient Bitcoin. And then it says, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen on Monday warned that Bitcoin is an extremely inefficient way to conduct monetary transactions. Well, no shit. Everyone in the crypto space knows that. That's the majority of the people investing in Bitcoin are treating it as an investment. Of course, the adoption and the case use and acceptance of it as payment is fantastic, and we do need that. But everyone knows that in the crypto space, Bitcoin is slow in comparison to even Dogecoin. So that's fine, whatever. It's just the tactics they use to throw FUD, so that that generation and those people in place with the money and the power now are being scared and are doing what they need to do to take your positions. And then you come down and they go on and on. And this is when people say this, I'm embarrassed for them. It irks me. And she says, I don't think that Bitcoin is widely used as a transaction mechanism. Okay. She told it CNBC's Andrew Ross. Okay, that's the only thing she says in this entire article. It's not embarrassing. She says, to the extent it is used, I fear it's often for illicit finance. That's a played, that is a played out statement. That is a horrible and embarrassing metaphor, because she's trying to make it sound like Bitcoin is negative. It's being used illicitly and black market and all that stuff. And I'm like, so has all other forms of money for hundreds of years. Don't all of a sudden try and throw all that on Bitcoin. You look like an idiot when you say that. And then moving down even further, after all their knocking and all their trash talking, it comes back and says, And keep in mind, listen to this. The Federal Reserve, where Yellen once served as chair, surprise, surprise, has studied the issue and discussed the possibility of a new digital currency along with payment system it expects to. So let's trash the hell out of it and scare every people out of their positions. And then, oh, by the way, we're going to make one right after that so that we can get in on this. Trash. And we got Mr. Robert Steele with a $5 super chat. Thank you, my friend. New subscriber here and really enjoy your content. Thanks for all your energy. Well, thank you, sir. We need the likes and the subscribes. That is the only way the channel continues to grow. And we appreciate the incredibly generous $5 super chat. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Mango. The governments are scared. They missed out their first opportunity over the last few years. And then once they realized that blockchain was the future, and the advancements it's made, well, then they didn't want to get out at all time. They didn't want to buy in at all-time highs. So they need a way to take your positions to get back in. So ultimately they can make their profits and make their money and have massive investments. Yeah, that's exactly what people in the space know this, but the gigantic, the people in power, the generation before us with the money and the power and the investment availabilities to them, that kind of stuff. They're the ones that take what these Janet Yellens who are just clueless to what's really happening in the crypto space and the blockchain space. Let FUD go into work and let the media take control and just throw FUD our way. And you just have to hold on tight, ladies and gentlemen. Diamond hands. If you're investing for long term, just ride these peaks and valleys. Mr. Tuga, when will the market recover from this? We don't know. And look, I'm actually, a lot of people aren't going to agree with me here, but I actually agreed with the thought that Bitcoin and the crypto space might have been a little bit overbought and a little bit high. I wanted to go as high as it possibly can. But, for not even through February, and we were approaching a $58,000 Bitcoin, I kind of agree with Mr. Elon Musk when he touched on that. So correcting to here, I don't like to see it, but I'm not saying that it wasn't expected. Now, ultimately, you can kind of see we're already on the path of recovery. Does that mean we're going to stabilize at around 48K for Bitcoin? I'm not too sure yet. It's too early to tell. But if we do sustain around this area, that's really not bad at all, because I had to listen to myself say it earlier. To be able to say that we, aka crashed down to $48,000 Bitcoin, is that really a bad quote or a good quote? Because that just means that the crypto space is doing amazing as a whole. We are up to 70 likes for the stream, ladies and gentlemen, with 230 people watching. We definitely have some room for some likes and some subscribes. So if you don't mind smashing those buttons real quick, it's completely free and it helps the channel. Also, for those that were asking about KuCoin, and if you're interested in an exchange that trades in Dogecoin and VeChain, which are two of the coins that sometimes are a little more difficult to acquire, there is a referral code to KuCoin down there, as well as some links to equipment I use and stuff like that for the stream. Oh, and don't forget, I released a video earlier, as I promised yesterday I would, that this coming Friday at 2 p.m. Central Time US, we will be running a live stream where we will be giving away a brand new Bradley Assassin hoodie, like the one I have on. So for those that are interested in completely free giveaways, the only thing I ask is that you're a subscriber, which is completely free, and that you're here whenever the giveaway is going on. But that's it, completely free. You just need to be here this Friday, and we will be giving away a Bradley Assassin hooded hoodie. If that's is that a term? A hooded hoodie. So thanks everyone. That's just what we do here every week. We're going to start doing all these giveaways just to show appreciation for all the generosity that everyone has shown me in the Bradley Assassin community. And Mr. Let's see if I get this right. Tu Young with the $5 super chat. Baton Rouge in the house. All right. Call him Baton Rouge. Do you think it was a crash or a correction of the market? I'm still holding. Is this the beginning of altcoin season? It looks like a correction. you know, it's hard to correlate, or I should say, it's hard to know the difference between the two. I mean, what is a crash really? Just a ton of sell orders, or a substantial wallet selling off, or a few people partnering together to sell off to better positions? So I guess maybe it's kind of a crash. We're gonna let the music play, and then we're gonna touch on it some more. Yeah, see, I use the term crash only because it just seems like it was crashing. But, you know, in the previous run-up in 2017, if you go look, there were 3 different points throughout the year where there were 30% corrections. So this looks like a 30% correction. And, you know, the crypto space is still, I mean, it's new. Even in 10 years, there's not a ton of information to go back and gauge on, because these gigantic bull runs have only happened a couple times. But in comparison to the previous bull run that we had in 2017, where Bitcoin ran up to 20K, there were 3 times that year there were 30% corrections. So if you want to look historically at the graphs and compare and think that's what could be happening, that's possible. It's happening, you know, as people need. These institutions and people that missed out with the power need to take your positions and scare you out of it so that they can buy in and ultimately make more money. So those of us in this space, I still suggest holding. Like I said, I took a loss too the last 2 days, but I still have all my coins and I'm not going anywhere. It's just a hiccup, kind of bump in the road. But thank you for the $5 super chat. Baton Rouge, I'm in Breaux Bridge, Louisiana, so I'm about 45 minutes away from Baton Rouge, and I have family there too. Mr. Doc Beats, welcome back. I see you, my friend. Fort Worth, check in. Mr. Chris Caruso. We have family in Texas too, in Sugar Land and Tomball. What graph am I running? This is the Dogecoin graph, my friend. In fact, I could, you know what I think I might do? I'm going to try and do this on the fly, so bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to move this down, okay, like this, so that everyone I make it a little more obvious as to what graph is running, and then I'm going to go ahead on the fly. Let's check out my my Streamlabs skill. I'm going to try and make a VeChain ticker, because VeChain is one of our favorites. Let's see how skilled I am on the fly. You guys can get an in-depth look at my Streamlabs skills. In depth, ladies and gentlemen. Doing what I can to bring you guys the best. You're the best around. No one's ever gonna get you down. You guys like Karate Kid? You're the best around. No one's ever gonna get you down. I like me some Karate Kid. Let's see, how's this looking? Going blind in my old age, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's not the best, but we'll go with that for a second. I'll clean it up later. Okay, Mr. Rob Dale with the $5 super chat says, if the government does create a digital currency, I think corporate entities will do the same to leverage the playing field. What do you think? Yeah, I mean, you remember that the government says they want to do this, right? But it's gonna have to go through the highest of courts, and the regulations are gonna have to get approved by the highest of courts. What scares me about that is that ultimately, when you're dealing with the government, it's so corrupt that they'll probably find a way to push through what they want. But does that mean that those same regulations are going to move into the crypto space that's not being governed? Probably not. Not without some substantial moving of the earth, so to speak. So I don't see our crypto space and our coins and our blockchain projects being affected terribly, because honestly, all the experts and the people that are in place now working on these projects and you know what has evolved, these are the best of the best. The government's going to have to try and develop this coin, you know, based off of the tech people and whoever they can outsource and that sort of stuff like that. So it's going to be a while if something like that happens. And if it does happen, they're not going to be in position to capitalize on the industries and the markets that we already have, in my opinion. Still trying to fix that VeChain window. Doesn't look too bad, does it? It's tough getting these things perfect. That looks okay. We're going to go with that for now. Yeah, now we officially have a Bitcoin, Ethereum, VeChain, Binance, and then the Dogecoin ticker is in place so that everyone can kind of see what graph we're running. How's that? That's fair enough? Didn't mean to confuse anybody. That looks all right. All right. Let's see. Mr. VeChain Baby says we are now officially complete. I got to clean it up a little bit, but at least you can see what's going on. Mr. T-Bay Mufon asking about Saya coin again. Again, that's a coin I'm not super familiar with and is on my list. I have 4 coins to get to on the list today. But like I said, we had to deal with this giant correction and the Janet Yellen crap. What Janet B. Yellen? Marrero. And we had to deal with... I had to make the video for the prize and the giveaway announcement coming up Friday. So all that needed to be taken care of today. So I apologize. I didn't get to do too much coin research. And we got Mr. L. James. Do you have a girlfriend? I have a wife. I'm 44 years old. I'm probably out of your range. Appreciate the concern though and the question. What Janet B. Yellen? Marrero. Mr. Chris Praise, I want to buy crawfish with crypto. I do too. I want to just walk up to a little crawfish shack one day and be like, how much Doge you want for them tails? Right? What you value them tails at? How far can Cardano go? Let's touch on Cardano real quick, ladies and gentlemen. Graphic, please. Thank you, sir. So, oh, look, my head's cut off in this one too. I did have a lot of adjusting on the stream. And okay, so Cardano right now is sitting at just under 94 cents, ladies and gentlemen. Coming into 2021, Cardano was expected to approach $1. You know, that was kind of like if everything went well. Well, being that we hit $1.13 or so at some point, and you know, with the correction back down to 93.7 cents or 94 cents, however you want to call it, a lot of the experts, aka experts, are looking at Cardano to become a $2 to $3 coin at some point this year, and ultimately long term, you know, even more than that, a $3 to $5 coin. I've seen some crazy predictions for Cardano, but I'm a little bit more of a conservative investor and a little bit more of a realist. But I actually agree with the $2 to $3 mark at some point this year, and I have no qualms predicting it to be a $3 to $5 coin in the next 3 to 5 years. So that's where I feel about Cardano in mid to, you know, throughout the year and long term. Let's head back to the mainstream, please. All right, and we're back. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The channel can't succeed unless we get some likes and some subscribes. And share too if you want. L. James says I look a lot younger. Well, thank you, my friend. Appreciate the kind words. It makes me feel like I'm doing something right. Let's see what else we got. Tomorrow, bloodbath. I hope not. I hope we start to kind of consolidate a little bit. It's uncomfortable sitting through these. Mr. Giancarlo, welcome back, says Cardano actually held really good through the drop. Very strong support and promising yield in March. Yes, Cardano did hold up very well. I agree. and we do have the hard fork coming, and the DeFi coming to Cardano at some point. That Cardano and VeChain have so much immediately happening in the next quarter, 2 quarters. I think it's going to be very difficult to keep those coins suppressed even with these corrections. And L. James says, I'm a woman. I'll definitely date you if you were single. It's so polite. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And if I said sir, I apologize. I have a habit of doing that because I think 94 or 95% of my viewers are male. And I try and like use the generalization to my advantage, but I by no means meant to ensue anything else. I couldn't tell as to by L. James. That could have been Larry James or Leroy Jenkins or anything like that. So but thank you. I appreciate the kind words. Thank you. Let's see. Mr. Mike Welsh, thank you for the sub. Is Gemini a good exchange to use? I personally don't use it. And I tell you what, but it's not because of any negative reasons. When a while back, I was looking for an exchange to purchase, I forgot already, maybe Vethor or something. And so I had signed up to 3 or 4 exchanges within the last couple of months looking for a specific coin. And when I got to their exchange and were able to view the coins that they offered, they didn't have it. So I just moved on. But I don't have any negative to say about it. I just don't know. Welcome. My 13-year-old son's checking in. Chris Prejean graduated in 93 from Lafayette. I graduated in 95 from Turlings. I was supposed to graduate in 94, but I was held back in 7th grade because they said I was immature. Whatever, bruh. More of the previous generation throwing their power around that didn't fully understand what was happening with me and my ADD. Okay, so let's see. We got VeChain price predictions, please. Sure. Why not? For those that follow the channel, know that I am a huge fan of VeChain. Let's go ahead and pop on over to VeChain so we can get a little bit more detail. Bing, 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 bing. Graphic, please. Thank you, Graphic Wizard. So VeChain is sitting at almost 4.1 cents. Obviously down like the rest of the market in the last 24 hours and the last 7 days. But on the 30, 90, and a year, looks perfectly fine. I have said many times in the stream that I have no problem seeing VeChain get to a 20 to 25 cent coin at some point this year. I guess 20 cent from this point probably more realistic, being that we're much lower than we were when we were touching the 6 cent mark a week ago. But I'm still going to stick to the 20 to 25 cent mark. I'd like to see VeChain approach $1 at some point in 2022. And depending on how perfectly things go and how many partnerships they continue to achieve, and all the development side that's happening and everything, I guess sky's the limit. You know, like I said, I like to be conservative, but 20 to 25 cents this year, $1 at some point next year. And ultimately, if VeChain can approach a $2 to $3 coin in the next 2 to 3 years, that would be amazing, being that you're at a 4 cent coin, ladies and gentlemen. So patience pays always in crypto. You need to give these companies and these projects time to do what they're doing. Now remember though, VeChain is already, entrusted and involved in projects right now. You know, they have partnerships with Walmart China, DHL, Renault, BMW, Hire. It goes on and on. So they're doing things right now. So yeah, that's kind of where I stand with VeChain. But moving on. Deep asking, do I think $1 at the end of the year? I mean, yes, of course, anything's possible. Yes, but it just seems like it's a long way away, especially, understanding that we are going to have corrections and all that kind of stuff that we have to fight through. But it's possible. I'm much more comfortable predicting a 20 to 25 cent coin, which is still huge multiples of where we're at. We have a viewer, Pandemoni Pixie, saying he thinks Trump is a con man, hate mongering, horrible person. who couldn't care less about America. Yeah, I fully disagree, but we appreciate the comment. Thank you. Let's see. What do I think about XRP? Same thing we've touched on many times here about XRP. Let's pop on over and take a look at it right now. I hadn't looked at it today yet at all. Graphic, please. All right. So XRP currently sitting at just under 47 cents, ladies and gentlemen. Got a lot of red in it. Obviously up on the 30-day and up on the year. But XRP, as we said, you know, especially with all the what's going on with the FUD thrown around from Janet Yellen and all their crew. If XRP gets through these hearings as winners or unscathed, to say the least, you can fully expect to see a ton of volume come back into XRP. Also, XRP being the banker's coin, you know, like a gentleman had mentioned earlier in the stream, it wouldn't be surprising at all if a lot of this FUD and these corrections are being forced so that, you know, the government is trying to persuade you towards XRP. So a lot of things are looking pretty good for XRP. And like I always like to touch on, don't forget that in January of 2018, XRP did have an all-time high of about $3.50. So that's a long way from the 46 cent mark we're at now. So just keep in mind that there's a lot of room to grow at XRP. And if things work out well for them with the SEC troubles, it could be a nice investment. Okay, so let's try and catch up on some of this chat. Azabi says, love the stream, love you, hear your opinion on the market. Also, separate note, Trump was a great president. Yeah, again, you know, very opinionated when it comes to presidential type stuff and politics and whatnot. So I try not to touch on that too much. I just mentioned earlier that I was a Trump supporter, as I thought he was a good businessman, and someone disagree with me, but you know, my money's on the gentleman that owns what he owns and is worth what he's worth. Obviously, he's a better businessman than me. Let's see. And Mr. Zeus DeLeon also commenting that Square just bought $170 million worth of Bitcoin. That was touched on earlier in the stream from another viewer / subscriber. So thank you for that confirmation. Where do I buy XRP? I personally use KuCoin, the exchange KUCOIN. If you're having trouble finding XRP and are interested in it, if you scroll down to the description, I have a KuCoin referral link that you can click, and it will help both of us. Mr. David Smith says, more world government money printed in the last year than in the past 20 years combined. S&P 13,000 plus, Dogecoin 5 plus, Bitcoin 200K, EOY 2022 in the year. This was just simple profit taking today. Rockets coming. I feel the same way. I'm certainly hopeful. We try and stay positive here. I am a little bit more of a realist. I'm not going to be throwing the clickbait out at everyone with the 1000x this year or this today, crazy stuff. That's not what we do here at the channel. We do like to share information and put our minds together so we can make better investment decisions. I am a little envious of the other channels that throw around that clickbait and stuff like that as they're getting all these views. But my hope is that if we keep at it here at the channel and keep it real and at least do the best to share knowledge, that hopefully my channel rises to the top and we'll be here for a long time helping people. Mr. Tibet Mufon said that my referral link said that they are not taking new customers and I can't buy from them right now. Man, I'm sorry that happened. They might have been just congested with the influx of people trying to sign up due to the crypto space really blowing up. Like I said, I hadn't signed up on KuCoin in a long time. So I'm not, you know, you guys just have to notify me of that. Thank you. Let's see here. How high do I think XRP can go this year and the following? It's hard to put a number on it. Like I said, their all-time high was $3.50. I think if everything goes perfectly for them this year, and it's still going to take a few months. Even if they win at the hearings, it's still going to take a few months. They'll probably have like some penalties to pay and some other stuff like that. So there's a chance by the end of the third quarter, XRP will be upwards of $1. Personally, that's how I feel if everything goes right. It could be much more depending on how substantial and how much adoption people in the banking financial institutions as a whole adopt it. But we'll just have to wait and see like that. But I could see $1 at some point this year. Yeah, Ethereum fees right now are crazy. I think XRP is much more centralized, yes, especially because there's a lot of rules and regulations involved to be able to be used through the banking systems. So yeah, I think it kind of is. Chris Prejean, what's my opinion on Dogecoin? I believe 25 cents is probably the top. Well, I've said this before. I'll say it again today. Now, this is if everything went right, and not a lot has gone right, but I thought that Dogecoin could approach 20 cents at some point this year at the height of the altcoin run. Now, we're obviously going to need the development team to come out and give us a roadmap and make some announcements as to what's going on. Initially they said it was probably due to like some scalability issues due to the influx of volume and the case use of the coin all of a sudden. But if the development team is back working on it, anything they come back with is going to be fantastic news. And if they go even further and implement some coin burn or a cap or anything of that sort, which I don't know, 100% do not know, I don't know anything on that aspect. But if something like that comes back, then you can expect really big things from Dogecoin. So I've said before that I would like to see a 20-cent coin at some point this year, and that I think around a 35 to 40 cent coin all-time high is probably where it's going to fall in the next 2 or 3 years. Personally, that's just my opinion. Frank's Kitchen asking why the market is crashing so hard. Just a lot of FUD thrown our way. A lot of people in our previous generation with seats of power that don't fully understand what's happening in the blockchain world and cryptocurrency just are puppets and are just saying what the government wants them to say so they could take our positions. Just your typical stuff that we've gone through a lot in the crypto space. These people just trashing crypto because they don't understand, and we'll recover and it'll be fine. It's just these people are put in these positions to say these things so that the government can come and buy back in and take everyone's position that's scared into selling because they missed the opportunity the previous few years. Very normal stuff. Don't forget to like and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. 300 people viewing, 135 likes. We have room. We've got all kinds of room for like and subscribes, and that's the only way the channel continues to grow. So if you guys don't help us out, we're going to have trouble continuing the giveaways. And don't forget, speaking of giveaways, this Friday, we made an announcement video. If you guys follow the YouTube channel, you can go look at the announcement video that was released today. We have an upcoming giveaway this Friday at 2 p.m. Central Time US. We will be giving away a custom Bradley Assassin hoodie. So if you guys interested in completely free merchandise here at the Bradley Assassin live stream, make sure you like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, so that you know every time we go live and every time we do completely free giveaways. All right. And Hank Dank says Flare Network takes Dogecoin much higher, I speculate, and I'm a realist. Yeah, there's 2 or 3 times that's been mentioned today on the stream that the Flare Network is going to be offering like Doge as rewards and stuff like that. So once all that gets implemented along with the development side of the coin, we still don't know exactly what the developers are doing with Dogecoin, but they are back working on the project. We There's very positive outlook for VeChain, very positive outlook for Cardano, positive outlook for XRP, positive outlook for Dogecoin. Most of the coins we touch on here seem to be heading in the right direction. We just have to be patient. David, welcome back. Third night in a row. Appreciate it, my friend. Be still or no? Yes, a lot of projects are built on the Ethereum network. Mr. Stephen Toth, have I looked into HTR? Not yet. That's on the list. And WAXP, not too familiar with it, but there are about 4 coins on the list I need to get to over the next couple of days that we will. My name is Paul, Paul. Very simple. Very biblical. Paper hands are not made, they're born. That's right. Touch of Cuisine, welcome back, says, what do you think of BTT? Also, do you think we should slowly load up on these dips? Can't stay like this forever. Yeah, I'm not too interested in BTT. That coin's been around for a long time. I actually used to mine it 2-3 years ago. I haven't seen any announcements or anything to make me think that BTT has done anything notable that would cause the influx of volume. I do follow Satoshi Street Bets on Reddit forum, and I saw a lot of people were attempting to, I hate the term pump and dump, but that's what it looks like they were attempting to do, being that it was a small market cap coin. So that's just my thoughts on it, and that's kind of how my gut tells me that it was just being pumped. I could be completely wrong. I just personally have not seen anything to convince me otherwise. All right, Mr. Mufon, thank you. Appreciate the views. Such a Cuisine says it was happening the past few days. Yeah, the pumping up. Like I said, I stay away from those things. I did see a lot of people talking about it in the Satoshi Street Bets chat. Seem to be a lot of people that were invested in it that, of course, are going to say, BTT, so that they can, make their investments pay off for themselves. But like I said, until something comes out of note that makes me think there's anything happening with the coin and the project outside of it just being a small market cap coin that can be manipulated, I'll kind of stay away from that. Yes, we do make croissants in my bakery. Yes, sir. Thanks for asking. Mr. Aswal asking about Dogecoin again. Yeah, Dogecoin definitely, created as a meme coin, kind of like a joke coin. Been around for a very long time, but it was after the GameStop stock debacle. A lot of people were looking for another way to stick it to the financial world. So all eyes turned to Dogecoin because there was a perfect opportunity and a perfect vessel, being that it was supposedly a joke coin and stuff like that. So the whole Dogecoin movement took on with, at that point, the media grabbed hold of it, celebrities, influencers, all that stuff, and there was a substantial amount of volume that came into the coin, greatly increasing the market cap, which increased the volume to the point where it wasn't so much of a joke anymore. So then the Dogecoin movement continued on, and people wanted to start using it as like an ultimate form of currency, hence triggering tons of adoption and people accepting it and that sort of stuff. And then that's kind of where we are now. Obviously, Mr. Elon Musk is heavily tied to the coin, so anytime he tweets or there's some information regarding Dogecoin, you'll see the coin fluctuate pretty heavily. So that's kind of where we are with Dogecoin. Mr. Don says, does it make sense to stake a coin like ADA if you only have 1,000 of it? Yeah, I believe so. Anytime you can stake a coin and earn rewards for it, I don't really see a reason not to. When is the bakery live stream coming? Hard to stream when I'm working. My hands are always tied up. Bradley Romano, welcome, my friend. Which is my bakery? I know of Poop Arts pretty well. Been a few. Yeah, I have Champagne's Bakery in Breaux Bridge, Louisiana, and in Henderson, Louisiana. It's Champagne's Bakery, but around here we pronounce it Champagne. So I'm the gentleman that makes wholesale bread for restaurants in the area. We do the bread for Chris's Po' Boys and about 15 to 20 other restaurants in the area. Bonton Grill, lots of places. And then, of course, I have a retail location in Henderson. So that's me. Patrick Shine from Ireland. Do I think Bitcoin will fall again tonight? It's impossible to know. You know, we can speculate on it. Like, just from what I've been watching through the entirety of the day, we seem to finally have been at least holding somewhere around the 48.5 mark for Bitcoin. So I'm hoping that we start to consolidate a little bit. Again, it's impossible to know, but due to what's been happening in the last few hours, it seems like we're stabilizing a little bit. I don't want to speak too soon because yesterday we went through a flash crash and then we ended up coming down some more. So definitely hoping for a little consolidation run or at least some stability in the next few hours. Frank's Kitchen says, would Dogecoin have resurged if the GME event didn't happen? That's hard to say. That definitely seems like what triggered the Doge movement. So I'm gonna say that I kind of agree with that question right there. That it definitely seems like the space was looking for another vessel to continue the stick it to the financial world. So yeah, I think it's probably most in part due to triggering off of the GME event. If I had to choose one, VeChain or Doge, I would personally choose VeChain. I love Doge. I really do. I love everything about Doge. I love the movement. I love the fact that it's giving the people an opportunity to make it into something and better everyone. I love that side of it. But for the fundamental reasons with VeChain and the long-term investment and what they're doing with their partnerships, I personally pick VeChain as my number one long-term investment. Thank you, Miss Lori Ward. Appreciate the kind words. Mr. Bradley Romano, thank you, my friend. Yes, that's us. We're adjacent to A Bears in Henderson, and that's us. We have a drive-through and everything. So if you heading down the gateway to the Chafalaya, where you run into going to Beulah Rose out there, we're on the way. Thank you, my friend. Mr. Stephen Toth says, I'm curious what you think of other big crypto channels like BitBoy Crypto and Coin Bureau. Honestly, and I know this isn't the answer you're looking for, but I'm just going to tell you honestly, I truly don't have time to watch them. I'm familiar with BitBoy Crypto. I'm not familiar with Coin Bureau. I mean, all my time, like I said, I have a career. I work nights and I work days, and then I have a family and stuff. So when I do have time for anything, it's researching to bring you guys the best information I can on the channel, and then videos and giveaways. So all my time is here. I have almost no time to watch other streams and that kind of stuff. So normally if I do have time to do research on the coins, I'm just Googling the coins, or like I'll YouTube search and then watch short videos and stuff like that. And any and everything I can get my hands on is what I do. But I just don't have time to watch other streams, and I wish I did. It's just I really don't. Do I think Ethereum Classic will continue to grow like Bitcoin? I don't personally think that it's going to reach those levels, because Ethereum was created. The current Ethereum, was created as an improvement over Ethereum Classic, kinda. So like I know there's a lot of projects that are still built on Ethereum Classic and all that sort of stuff, but I think we just moved. The coins have been advanced and improved on to where I think a coin like that, I'm not gonna say it's going away, but I don't see it as being implemented into the newer projects and stuff like that as your newer coins. What's my thoughts on Litecoin and ETC? Well, just touched on ETC, but Litecoin actually looks like it's got a good future. There's a lot of talk of Litecoin being implemented into the PayPal system. If that happens, obviously the sky's the limit for PayPal, Litecoin, as you're being you're given access to that payment structure to, you know, whatever it is, hundreds of millions of potential clients. So things look really good for Litecoin. Do I listen to upshot videos about crypto markets? No, like I said, I do like to tune into there's one gentleman, he goes by the cryptocurrency news channel, and that touches on a lot of VeChain information. So whenever I'm having trouble digging up late breaking VeChain stuff, he seems to have some avenues on that. So I do watch a lot of videos from people, but live streams, no, I just don't have time. I want to and I'd like to, but there's no place and time for me to even turn it on and listen. Like if I had a job where I wasn't working the entire time, like with bread, you're always fighting against yeast and bread rising and shaping and stuff. So and then I have to listen to my equipment to make sure nothing's failing or just irregularities and stuff like that. So the only time I have is when I'm either in the studio or at home, and then I'm usually working on stuff for you guys. Solana, not yet, my friend. Thank you, Stephen Toth, for the kind words. Crow. Okay, I did look into Crow. Some people were asking about it yesterday. That's the what you call this coin, huh? Crypto.com's coin. Yeah, obviously that's seen substantial growth. I think obviously I think they are being taken seriously now. As you can tell, they're just their advertising alone, they're really pushing, and their partnerships with the credit card companies, along with the continued coin listings and stuff they're putting out there. So really moving up in the crypto space very fast, up 77% in the last week. Crypto.com is CRO. I actually really like it. I think it's a kind of a generalized, easy to recognize name in the crypto space now, and they seem to really be pushing acceptance and doing their part to become the next mainstream exchange and or avenue to use to buy and sell crypto kind of thing. So I actually really like it. I'm going to look into it some more and consider investing a little bit once can generate some funds from this little market correction. But yeah, I have no qualms with CRO, and they look very interesting. Good price target for VeChain. I'm assuming you mean to buy in or just a price prediction. Because if you're saying buy in, well, obviously, I would have no problems buying now. I'm actually waiting for a deposit to go through on my Coinbase account so I can buy some more VeChain now. Of course, long term, like I said, I'd like to see the coin approach 20 cents to 20 to 25 cents at some point this year, and then approach $1 at some point next year. And even more so if everything continues to go right for the coin. But yeah, I would like to be able to buy in right now. I'm just waiting for my deposit to go through. Is there a strategy to set a limit in order to make sure you can get a good deal? Well, you know, if you set a buy limit on any exchange, you can just sit and wait for, you know, a correction like we had today, or a flash crash or something like that. If you're patient enough and can wait that, you know, and can wait for those amounts of times, you know, there's always the chance that we'll never approach the 3.5 cent mark again or so on VeChain, or the 4 cent mark again on Dogecoin. You know, there's always chances that we don't get back to those numbers. So I guess you have to do your research and you know, your best guess, so to speak, your best speculation. Phantasma coin, no, officially I'm not familiar with it yet. How do you get VeChain on Coinbase? No, what I meant was I use Coinbase to deposit funds, and then I trade my my coins that, like, I'll buy Bitcoin, and then I will send that Bitcoin to KuCoin, and then I will trade my Bitcoin for VeChain on KuCoin. VeChain is not currently listed on Coinbase, so that's what I meant by waiting for my deposit to go through on Coinbase. And I use Coinbase because that's where my bank account's tied to and stuff like that. So I just have to fund that account. Is Coinbase really worth it? Well, I'm in the States, and Coinbase is very secure and very trusted. And that's who I've been using for a long time. That's who I use to fund my accounts from my fiat. So, personally, that's who I use. And I've never had any issues with them. Of course, we're always waiting for Coinbase to add the coins of note that we're interested in, such as VeChain and Doge and stuff like that. So it's going to be a while on Doge, but there's a good chance VeChain gets listed by the end of the year. Personally, I feel that way. And if that happens, that's just another positive note to look forward to for VeChain. Thank you for the compliment, Mr. Mike. And Avery Meets World, I agree with that. He says Coinbase is awesome. I just wish they listed more coins. We touch on that a lot here at the Breadly Assassin live stream. I don't really know the stipulations involved as to why and what you need to do to be accepted as a coin on Coinbase. I don't think anybody does really. Historically, they announce coins and launch new coins on Thursdays. So it's kind of a running joke in the community on Reddit, everyone asks like, when's VeChain getting listed on Coinbase? We're like, Thursday. And so if you are new to the space and are browsing the Reddit forums for coin information and stuff like that, if you see people saying, oh, it's coming Thursday, it's a joke. It's probably not really been officially announced that it's coming Thursday, but people like to joke around with that because we've been saying VeChain's coming Thursday for like 3 years or 2 years or whatever it is. So it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing, but we are waiting patiently. Coinbase does need a dark mode. Thank you for that. Thank you, Timo. Appreciate the kind words. Let's see, Mr. Young again. That LSU cake you made is crazy fine. Great work. I have to get my next birthday. Do you take Dogecoin as payment? Well, thank you for the compliment. I have a cake decorator now. For a decade, I was doing the specialty cakes, and believe me, it was an incredible amount of work. And I've since kind of retired from the specialty cake side, and I pretty much just run the business and focus on the bread production. But my cake decorator is great. Unfortunately, right now, I do not accept Dogecoin. I plan on accepting Dogecoin and all cryptocurrencies in the very near future. I'm just figuring out the logistics and making sure that it's simple for the consumer, because the one thing you don't want to do is offer it in a brick and mortar store and make it difficult for the consumer, because they'll never do it again. So I'm waiting until it's very, very, very simple for the user and consumer to make the purchase. Thank you, Mr. Jonas. Appreciate it. Yeah, so that's the sentiment here, Mr. Mango. We focus on sharing knowledge so that we can make smart investment decisions if we choose to invest. And ultimately, we'd like to see everyone hold in long enough to where we're in position to make some money. Obviously, I'm holding for the long term because I'm hoping to use this as some sort of retirement. So that's where I'm at. Frank's Kitchen, you should buy bakery token coin. Cake bakery also. Well, Mr. David, I have a wholesale production plant where we make bread for local restaurants, and my second location in Henderson, Louisiana, is a full retail bakery. We do cakes, pies, donuts, cookies, cupcakes, everything you can think of. We even do kolaches, meat pies, crawfish pies, cheesecakes, everything. Full scale bakery with a drive-through and everything. Yeah, I have officially 2 bakeries. Eyes Wide Shut says, not completely sure, but I think PundyX may be addressing point of sale crypto issues. Yeah, I was involved in I was invested in a cryptocurrency a few years ago called the Graph that was focused on allowing consumer purchases in brick and mortar stores with Verifone, the credit card company. And I think the development team just flaked out and it fell apart, and no one, it doesn't even, it's not active anymore. So I've seen the good and I've seen the bad. So right now, that's why I said I'm patiently waiting on these crypto cards that are coming along that are supposed to be able to convert the funds for you instantly. Once all that gets rolling, it's going to be very nice for the consumer. I do not trade in stocks at all, my friend. Thank you for the views, the likes, and the sub, Mr. Dalian Cravens. And please, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to like and subscribe. That's the only way the channel continues to grow, and that's what allows me to continue to do these live streams and continue to pump out videos. For those that missed it earlier, I did release a video today, the giveaway announcement video, explaining that our next giveaway will be this Friday at 2 p.m. Central. We will be giving away a hood, Bradley Assassin custom hoodie, completely free to one lucky subscriber. All you need to do is be a subscriber on the channel and be here when we're having the live stream giveaway. That's it, completely free. And Mr. Don with the $5 super chat says, thanks for answering my questions. Any thoughts on long term for ZIL, the killer? And it has a 15% staking yield on one of the wallets. Yeah, anytime you can find a coin that you're interested in investing in that rewards staking, high percentage yields, that's just a super bonus. I really have no problems with people even investing in a coin just for the yields at times, because ultimately, as the crypto space continues to grow, so will the current coin you're invested in. And if you're in a position where you're earning high yields, that's just more on top. So yeah, but long term for ZIL, let me take a quick look, make sure I don't misspeak real quick. Another coin I haven't done a ton of research on, but I am familiar with because it's a coin that keeps popping up in the crypto space. Let's see, we're currently sitting at about 10 cents. One second, let me just triple check. Zakilla is a public permissionless blockchain that is designed to offer high throughput with the ability to complete thousands of transactions per second. It seeks to solve the issue of blockchain scalability and speed by employing sharding as a second layer scaling solution. The platform is home to many decentralized applications as of October. Yeah, that's something that's definitely going to be needed and is needed. I know they're not the only ones doing this, but obviously they've been around quite a while, it looks like, since the testnet just went live in March of 2018. Yeah, this definitely looks good for the space. I have no quorum saying that this is something that's going to continue to grow because it's going to be needed case use per project. So yeah, this looks good. ZIL looks fine. And if you're getting those kinds of yields on staking it, more power to you. That's definitely a smart play in my opinion. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Incredibly generous, my friend. Captain Vidic, welcome back, my friend. Good to see you. KLV plans on launching their own exchange soon. I'm not familiar with it. It's another coin I'm going to write down and get to. Like I said, that's number 5 on the list. We're trying to knock them out. But please keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, you guys know that I do my best to educate myself. And I do pride myself on having knowledge on many different coins. But ultimately, I think there's upwards of like 8,000 cryptocurrencies right now. So I am going to miss some. And even if I am familiar with some, I'm not going to have information on all of them. So I do go back when I have time, the limited time I have, and try and update myself and get information so that we can get better discussion on it. But thank you for bringing it up, and I'm gonna do my best to educate myself on it as soon as I can. Did you see the new coin wife swap? Mr. Deep asking when I'm going to do another Dogecoin giveaway. Yeah, for those that aren't familiar to the channel, we've already given away over 2,000 Dogecoin here at the Bradley Assassin live stream. We gave away most recently a Bradley Assassin protective gator style face mask. And then, of course, this coming Friday, we'll be giving away a brand new custom hoodie. So you're not going to want to miss that one. But as far as when we're going to be giving away more Doge, I'm going to go ahead and let the market kind of correct and solidify. Hopefully in the next week. That way it'll give us almost 2 weeks before our next giveaway kind of thing. And if things kind of normalize a little bit, we might look to do some more coin giveaways at that time. I just didn't want to do it when things were bouncing all over the place with the uncertainty, you know. Mr. Charles Hoskinson just confirmed on Twitter that Elon's image of fork in the road is about Cardano. Okay, well that's good because we knew the upcoming Cardano fork is very, very close, and everyone was looking forward to that. So that's just going to help bring more eyes to the crypto space and a little bit more focus on Cardano, which, like I said, I'm personally invested in. I know a lot of people here are invested in as well. So that's actually good news in my opinion. Thank you for that bit of information, Mr. Mike. Mr. Jonas Valnaus, how did you or your company survive the Corona crisis? Well, it hasn't been easy to say the least, but I'll tell you what's really helped me as a in the food industry. We, obviously we produce food, and while a lot of people had, job insecurities and job related problems that weren't in the quote unquote essential field, we were considered essential, so we were allowed to stay open. We simply had to follow regulations and stuff, and people have to eat. So we ran a lot of specials to the community with like when a lot of stores were like running out of bread and stuff like that. We were making sure that, because we were in position to produce bread at will, almost, that's what I do for a living, we were making sure that everyone knew that even though some of the stores were running out of product and stuff like that, that we had what people needed and whatnot. So we were in a little bit better position than a lot, because we were considered essential, and we were in the food industry selling food, as opposed to some industries that were shut down that weren't considered essential. So that's how we dealt with the situation. The Chillin' Villain, welcome back. This is crypto. Anything can happen. What do you think is the top issue currently facing Dogecoin? I guess you mean like what's keeping it from taking off? Well, obviously the large circulating supply is challenging. Secondly, the continual creation of coins every year. It'd be nice to get some kind of coin burn off, or a cap of some sort, or anything. So those two are the ones that are kind of staring us in the face, because the positives of the coin obviously are transaction speed, and the notoriety and publicity and everything that goes along with the Dogecoin movement. So that's kind of some things we'll have to look into. And with the development team back working on the coin, I think we're gonna have some fantastic news coming out at some point this year. Any news we get is gonna be good news. Low Roller Scratcher, welcome back. Says you gotta blame FT pools and a huge leverage on Bitcoin. This is why thinking the market. Yeah, there's a lot on the technical side when it comes to leveraging coins and all that kind of stuff that is super risky and whatnot. So I personally never invest more than I can afford to lose. So whenever this kind of stuff happens, unfortunately, there's a lot of people that leveraging coins over there that really put themselves in a bind and allow the manipulation in that fact. But we'll recover. I think it's gonna be okay. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta take this stupid hoodie off. It's hot. It's hot. My camera. Crazy Louisiana weather. Last week we were in the teens. Today it's 70 degrees outside. So my hoodies and my apparel, it's hot in the studio, especially with all these lights on me. Okay, we are officially at the 1 hour and 49 minute mark. Unbelievable. It felt like a fast stream, but I think we just had such good discussion and so much information being exchanged. So what we're going to do, as we do every day here on the Bradley Assassin live stream, I will give everyone the opportunity to cut me off if you guys are tired of hearing me talk. So I'm going to stream for another 11 minutes to put me at the 2 hour stream mark, or 300 likes. We are currently at 186 likes. So whichever one we achieve first, 300 total likes or another 10 minutes from right now. And we will touch on a few things and just cover a few things, what we like to discuss here at the Bradley Assassin live stream. And before we go, let's go ahead and cover the few things that we like to cover every day here. We're going to do another coin market cap recap that we do every day at the Bradley Assassin live stream. Okay, boom. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The market cap is currently sitting at $1,465 billion. Bitcoin up over $900 billion today, or for the first time today, maybe. Puts the coin at $48,600. Number 2, Ethereum sitting at $1,573. Number 3, Binance coin at $227. Tether, the dollar coin, in the number 4 spot at $1. Number 5, Polkadot at $33.93. The aforementioned Cardano up to the number 6 spot, back up already to almost 95 cents. XRP in the number 7 spot at 47 cents. Litecoin in the number 8 spot at $175. My number 2 favorite long-term investment in the crypto space, Chainlink, holding down the number 9 spot at $25.77. We have Bitcoin Cash rounding out the top 10. And some other coins of note that we often discussed here at the Bradley Assassin live stream are Stellar Lumens at 38 cents, Uniswap at $24, the super popular and ever discussed Dogecoin coming in at the number 14 spot with a $6 billion market cap at 4.7 cents. And then coming down a little bit with the aforementioned crypto.com CRO at 15 cents. We have Tron at 4.4 cents, Theta at $3. VeChain, my number 1 favorite long-term investment in the crypto space, up 1 spot to number 31 at 4.1 cents. And the Graph, which I'm invested on, currently taking a loss at $1.67. We're going to refresh the old Twitter to make sure we're not missing any late breaking news from Mr. Elon Musk. And the last thing that he tweeted was 11 hours ago, where he just tweeted the word accession. And my take on it is this. I know there's a lot of ideas and speculation on what that meant, but I will show you guys what the old Bradley Assassin has looked up. I looked up accession in the Urban Dictionary and seemed to fall into perfect in line with Mr. Elon Musk's curious nature of his tweets and his excessive and I guess special lifestyle, to say the least. Here you see accession. It says something so technologically superior that it appears as magic to the viewer. And that sounds to be perfectly in line with what's happening in the blockchain industry, the crypto space, that there are so many people, especially our generation before us, with the people that have seats of power and political power. I believe that they're not fully understanding what's happening, and they're just puppets and are forced to speak on things that they don't understand. So this is a perfect explanation, in my opinion, as to the old accession phrase. And with that being said, we touched on those that aren't familiar with FUD and FOMO. FUD simply describes the spreading of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, hence FUD, typically through media. And then FOMO describes the fear of missing out. And with me touching on FUD today, we're gonna go back and look at this Janet Yellen FUD that was thrown our way, which obviously had an impact on the market yesterday and today. So the title reads, Yellen sounds warning about extremely inefficient Bitcoin. And one keynote says, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen on Monday warned that Bitcoin is an extremely inefficient way to conduct monetary transactions. Well, no shit, Janet Yellen. Everyone in the crypto space already knows that there are much better coins in place for that. Even Dogecoin is more efficient in transactions. But let's just throw some more FUD to those people that aren't familiar with how crypto works and scare them. Okay, so thanks. What the fellas be yelling? So, okay, moving on. And then it goes on and on, just more crap. And then check this out. When people say this, it just disgusts me because it just shows that they have nothing else to use. It says, I don't think that Bitcoin is widely used as a transaction mechanism. She told CNBC's Andrew Ross Sorkin at a New York Times Deal Book Conference. Check this out. To the extent it is used, I fear it's often for illicit finance. I mean, what a horrible metaphor, or not even metaphor, but example. What a horrible example. You know, so you're trying to, the government and these people right here are trying to make it look like Bitcoin is why finance is being used illicitly. I'm like, you do realize that money and fiat and currency in general has been being abused for hundreds of years. It's thousands of years. It's not just Bitcoin. That's a played out excuse and just is embarrassing for when people say that. And then, okay, so they come out and bash Bitcoin, bash cryptocurrency, and just all of this stuff, right? And then look at this. Talk about hypocritical. The Federal Reserve, where Yellen once served as chair. Oh, really? Yeah, so that's surprising. Has studied the issue and discussed the possibility of a new digital currency along with payment system it expects to roll out over the next several years. Yeah. Hypocrite much? So let's trash the entire Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and using it illicitly. And then, oh yeah, by the way, we're going to create one for y'all to use. Yeah, what garbage. So anyway, we got a couple super chats rolling in. We got the Chillin' Villain with the $5 super chat. Accession, yes, beautiful concept, friend. What if the government of the U.S. says no to crypto coin? Well, that's been speculation for, 14 years now. We've had the crypto space. Everyone's, what's going to happen when the government wants to regulate it and this sort of stuff. Well, there's some regulation in place, but they haven't been able to control it as they so hoped, which is probably why they want to make that coin. But, they're going to have to eat their words first. You can't come out and bash crypto and be so negative towards it and all this stuff, and then make a coin without any kind of fallback or whatnot. So there's obviously going to be continued attempts at regulating or some sort. I think the biggest concern is just the anonymity of it. You can track all the transactions, and all that's on the blockchain for everyone to go view. It's just the anonymity of it is what they don't like. And then Stephen Morris, once again with the $5 super chat, says, I've been holding 146,000 Doge for 6 years. Rarely Assassin is the best stream. Thank you again for the kind words. Congratulations on your bags. Obviously, you're in a good spot if you've been holding for that long. So congratulations, my friend. And thanks, everyone, for all the super chats, all the donations, considering the merchandise purchases. And if you roll down to the description, you can see some links to some cold storage and all the equipment I use, KuCoin referral codes and all that kind of stuff. We really appreciate the views. We love all the likes and subscribes. That's ultimately how the channel continues to grow. And what Janet be yelling? Marrero. I think I need to make a little audio clip. What Janet be yelling? Marrero. What Janet be yelling? Bitcoin. That would piss her off, right? Make a little audio meme. Would Janet be yelling? Bitcoin. Anyway, that's an old, if you guys aren't familiar with that, look up Marrero by MC Thick. Marrero, MC Thick. You'll be happy that you did. Yeah. So yeah, we are at the 1 hour and 58 minute mark. I got about 2 minutes left. Ian Ninja Defender, welcome back, my friend. Just catching you right there. If I missed you earlier, I apologize, but I got your message, my friend. If you want to get with me, and I'm open to hear your suggestions. That way, as far as improving the stream, I'm wide open to that. Tell her to go visit Frankie and John. Okay, give me a countdown. What Janet be yelling? Marrero. Or should I do what Janet be yelling? Bitcoin. That's probably more insulting to her, huh? Let's go again. Record me. Let's go again. But I'm gonna do what Janet be yelling? Bitcoin. I think she'd enjoy that. That's ridiculous. Good times. Good times at the old Barely Assassin live stream. Yeah, she's a puppet, definitely throwing FUD. Okay, give me a countdown again, Ian. What Janet be yelling? Bitcoin. I hope you got it, man. That's so stupid. But anyway, okay. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We officially had another successful 2-hour live stream. And like I said just a few minutes ago, I'd like to thank everyone for the likes, subs, shares, everything, especially all you ladies and gentlemen that were so generous today with the super chats. Makes my job a lot easier. But don't forget, if you're not familiar with the Barely Assassin live stream, you can go to YouTube, and if you check out prior videos, we released a video earlier today announcing the free giveaway that we will be running Friday at 2 p.m. Central. We'll be giving away a brand new custom Bradley Assassin hoodie, so you don't want to miss the giveaways, but we are here every day regardless. Make sure you have notifications on so you know every time we go live, so you don't miss discussions and you don't miss the free giveaways. But that's it for today. We will see everyone tomorrow. Stay safe, stay warm, and don't worry about these dips, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be back even stronger. See y'all tomorrow.